this is the dining room. And I am finally allowed, my grandma finally agreed to let me clean it out and get rid of a bunch of stuff and use it for my office. I'm not allowed to get rid of the dining room table, and I can't get rid of the china cabinet or this little bar stand that's right here. It folds open and it's really nice. But I can't get rid of those things. She's gonna put her roll top desk in her room. So she's got that all cleaned out already. And this corner was full of stuff. I made her throw things away. If you know any 95-year-old Italian lady, that doesn't happen easily. So we got rid of a bunch of stuff. And then here's some of my equipment. That's my computer that is so slow that I just don't use it anymore. And then my guillotine cutting board. That's a Avon box full of photographs. And then my daughter's got a bunch of clothes she won't take with her to her house. Just tons of stuff, Christmas stuff and medicine and file cabinet. Then over here we got a bunch of toys and a white cabinet back here. And my heat press is buried back there behind this big shelf. And it's got you can see the kids' growth chart on there. And it's actually full of photographs and scrapbooks and stuff that I wasn't sure what to do with. I didn't want to get rid of them, and I really don't want to keep them. I was going to scan them all in, and I just never sat down and did it all, and then I still don't want to throw them away, so I don't know what to do with them. But anyway, then I have over here is a bunch of snacks, Bisquick, water, and we actually bought a mattress, is rolled up in that box. We never brought it upstairs and opened it up yet because we tore out the rug and we were going to get a new rug and we never did, so we never set up the bed. And then that's just like snacks for the boys because school's out. Cereal, another box of stuff to get rid of. So I got a ton of work in here and I was going to try to share it with you. And then right now, all of my sewing machine and all of that equipment is out in my room. And it's just buried. I'm buried deep in there and I have to clean that out. So I really don't know what my plan is for in here. I think I'm going to take and put like an 8-foot table along that wall over there and have all my sewing equipment and my cutting table and everything over there. And over here, I'm not sure. I haven't made decisions yet, but I know that the dining room table is going to come right here in this corner where the roll top desk is. That way it can be out of the way and all of my heavy equipment can go on that, like the cutting board and the heat press and my punch and binding machine and all the things. And don't you love the gold curtains with the red rug? It's just gorgeous. I might talk her into switching out the curtains. I don't know if I can do that, but we'll try. Okay, so I've been in here all morning, and here we are. I got all that side of the room cleaned out. I got everything sorted. Toys, I threw half of the toys away. Some odds and ends over there. All those cookbooks in that box are going to the house of concern. The table, I have all the chairs. So I got my cutting machine, my heat press, everything on the table, but there's also a bunch of other stuff on the table. And then I moved the bar in front of the window and I put that bookshelf over there, but I just glued everything so that it'll stay together better. And I moved my shelf over there, and right now it's full of empty bins and some food that I gotta figure out. I think I'm gonna put it back on that shelf right there, but I just didn't do it yet because I glued the shelves. And then I just have to go through that box, a little space heater. I think that's empty returnable bottles. And then those are some puzzles that I put together and framed. I'm probably just gonna put them in the basement, but it looks so much better than yesterday. And she did say I could change the curtains, but one thing at a time. And my next thing is I have to clean out that closet, that little cabinet right there, and figure out what to do with all the photos and either find a place to put the cabinet or get rid of it. And that bed in that box has to go upstairs, and so does the frame, and all of my daughter's clothes need to go. And then I'm halfway there. Then I can start bringing stuff in from the other room, and I'm going to put the big 8-foot table right here after I get rid of all that stuff. That's for another day. So I got to finish cleaning up, and then that's it. I'm going to be done for the day. I'm back with an update, and in no way is this room ready for this video, but I keep promising you, so I want to make sure that you can see the way it is right now. So here's my sewing table set up. It's got my lamp and my little tiny iron over there, and then some scrunch just about ready to get listed on the website. There's some silk extra large ones, and then all my sewing stuff, my little candle lamp over there, and then my thread and a storage bin. Then I got another chair just like that one because I love that chair. It's perfect. And then this is my work table here, where I currently have, these have to all be quilted, and these are quilted and cut. They have to be sewn together. There's keychain wallets and large pencil cases, and then these are book sleeves. I'm getting some book sleeves ready. They're gonna be like this, and they fit a real book inside. Thick. Fits right inside there. Nice pocket on the front. So that's the small, and then this is the large size right here. And there's gonna be an option for a zipper or no zipper. And I also have these little magnet clasps that I've been working with, so they might be an option also. And I'm thinking about some laptop cases too. So over here behind me, I set up my stand, my shelf, and I have a bunch of boxes over there that still have to be put away. And then over here, that stuff needs to find a home. And then I have all my market supplies on the bottom, and then other supplies right here, tools and equipment that I need, the coil binding, and then on the top shelf I have some inventory and the inventory of the pouches and the book sleeves that I already have made, keychains, and there's a tote bag that I'm working on. That one is practice. It came out too tall, but it's going to be very similar to that. It's only going to be a little bit shorter, like maybe that big. Take a couple inches off the top. These are my little sticker shelves that I currently have empty. They're all in that bin up there. And then this table here, it still has the Dutch oven on it and my hole punch, but I just got a new printer, and I think I'm gonna put that printer right there. But I'll have to clean that all off and figure out where to put that stuff. So this is still very much a work in progress because, like I said, I can't get rid of that china cabinet, I can't get rid of this bar, and I can't get rid of this dining room table. But it seems to be working out okay because I have my paper trimmer and my laminator and the inventory of the 2026 planners, and then I have my old computer, my scanner, and my 2 heat presses with my large iron and my disc bound punch machine. And that stuff right there needs quilting, which I ran out of quilting, so I have to go get more before I can finish. And then all this stuff here also needs to find a home. These are all my stands for my market, which I have a market in about 2 weeks. So I need to do a practice setup. So I haven't found a permanent home for this stuff because I knew I was going to be using it so much. Once I figure out how to pack it up for the market, then I'll leave it packed up like that at the house. And then some more empty bins because I really don't know where to put things yet. And this shelf I love. I have all my sewing stuff, so it's right here, right next to me. That little bin, my little pillow for my chair, and then my mom's old sewing machine, which is a Singer 301A, and it is a beast. I wish it was a little faster. Eventually I'd like to get a Juki, but right now this is what I'm using, and it seems to be working really, really well. So, and I did end up buying that little laser for the quilting because my lines were not straight the way I was trying to do it before. And that's about it. So you can hear the kids screaming in the back. And it's definitely not Pinterest perfect with the red rug and the paneling on the walls and all the things, but it's definitely much easier than the way I had things before. And I really love coming in here to work. I can sit down and sew and everything is exactly where I left it. And the kids don't come in here and mess with things. And eventually I want to pull out this rug and repaint and get some nice flooring in here and get rid of all this stuff that I don't need. But for now, this is the way it is, and it's perfect for me. There's my mom and dad. I love them. All right, see you soon.